Hey guys, here again to give you a little pre-video segment. Got some more Pokemon to evolve, and I also have a new traded Pokemon too. But first, we have Bulbasaur, aka Shadowy, which evolves into Ivysaur at level 16. Next, we have PaperMarioGuy at the same exact level, level 16. And it's going to evolve into a Charmeleon right here. Next, we have our Meowth Gooba, which evolves at level 28. And it's going to evolve into a Persian. That actually really does look like Gooba too, by the way. We have Griff, our Machop, which evolves at level 28. And as you might have already figured out, it's going to turn into a Machoke. And finally, we have our Voltorb Ballz, which evolves at level 30. And it's going to evolve into an Electrode. And despite what I just said, this is actually not the last Pokemon. But also, in between videos, I also traded over from my red version my Vaporeon named Mist. So that is actually the last Pokemon we got. So, plus 6 Pokemon to our Pokedex. Hello everybody, Pokemon Trainer Rob here. Welcome back to more Let's Play Pokemon Blue version. Now, as you can see from the little preview segment, we got a lot of new Pokemon, and we're going to continue getting a lot of new Pokemon in this video. I'm in Celadon because I went back to train those Pokemon, so I'm going to go back to Fuchsia really quick. Now, I know in the last video I mentioned something about going around the world and catching some new Pokemon with my Good Rod, but apparently I found out something very interesting about the Gold Rod. It can only capture 2 different Pokemon. And it's the same 2 Pokemon pretty much wherever you go, so yeah, I wouldn't have been able to get very much with the Good Rod, so I just figured I'd go back here to Fuchsia and then fish in here to get those Pokemon. Hopefully I can do this. My lowest leveled Pokemon right now is level 30, and we'll find level 10 Pokemon here, so I don't know if this will actually work out. I'm hoping that Wrap will not do very much damage, and we'll be able to, just slightly put on the damage a little bit for these Pokemon. Anyway, first Pokemon we can find is Poliwag, which I'm really happy about because this means that I can add another member to my team. Okay, just hoping that this won't kill it. There is a 20 level... Okay, good. It worked. So, let's go ahead and capture this thing. But yes, as you can see, it is at level 10, so there is going to be a pretty big level gap for a little while. But, I think in between this video and the next video, I'll just train it up to a decent level where it can actually fight with the rest of my party, so I'll probably do that. And yes, I want to give a nickname to it. Now, I thought about the nickname for this guy because he is going to be a permanent part of my team from now on. And one of my good friends actually gave me a very interesting suggestion for this. Because it is my favorite Pokemon, I'm going to name it after myself, my username, but I'm going to make it a little twist to it. It's going to be a very, very dorky thing to do, but I don't care. Instead of SlimKirby, this guy is going to be named SwimKirby. Because he's a water type. Oh god, that's such a dorky thing to do, but I don't care, it's awesome. So, I really like that, so yes, SwimKirby has been added to my team. And now I have to catch another one. Which, the other Pokemon there is approximately a 50% chance of finding it. So I should be able to find this just as easily as I found Poliwag, but there is the possibility it could take a while due to the random number generator screwing me up, so if this isn't the other Pokemon, I'll probably be back in a little bit. Okay, nope, we found it. Here's Goldeen, the other Pokemon we can find with the Good Rod. And yeah, pretty much if you go all around the world and you use the Good Rod, you'll only find Goldeen and Poliwag. It's kind of lame, but what can you do? I think I'm going to use a Great Ball for this Pokemon just because it has a lot more health. Hopefully it works. Okay, we're good. Now for this person, or for this Pokemon rather, can't really tell if it's a male or female in this generation, but I want to name it after a Mario enemy. The very scary and frightening... Wait, gotta put a space. Actually, will that work? Okay, yeah, it will. Gonna name it after Big Bertha, the annoying fish in World 3. Actually, wait, no, I think that's Boss Bass, but either way, there's another fish named Big Bertha in the game. So, it still works. So yes, we got the 2 Pokemon we can get with the Good Rod, so now we can stop that and we can actually continue on with our quests. I think the next thing we're going to do is we're actually going to explore the Safari Zone. And before we do that, though, I am going to go to the Pokemart so I can get some Ultra Balls. Because now we're at this point in the game, we can actually buy Ultra Balls, and we can use those to catch some very fast and also some very heavy Pokemon. So, Ultra Balls are going to be very, very handy, especially for getting Snorlax, too. Okay, so let's go ahead and buy. I don't know how many I'm going to buy. Let me just see how much I can get. That's the thing. Ultra Balls are also very, very expensive, too. So I feel bad purchasing so many of them, but I think 25 might be good. I know that's kind of pushing it a little bit, but, you know, we will have to fight some legendaries soon, too, so it's going to be kind of hard to catch those. It always helps to have a lot of Ultra Balls on your side. But yeah, I was like one rich little kid there for a little while. Had over 100,000 gold. But anyway, here is the Safari Zone. Safari game, Pokemon you catch. So there's something, actually 2 things we need to come to the Safari Zone for. Basically, you pay this guy to actually go inside the Safari Zone and catch as many Pokemon as you want, which is a lot cooler than it actually is. I'll explain why when we actually get there. And you have a certain amount of steps you can go while you're in the Safari Zone before your time is up. And when your time is up, you get kicked out, and you have to come back and go through the whole thing again. And, okay, I guess I'll just go ahead and show off. But yeah, we have 500 steps, and we also have 30 Safari Balls to catch Pokemon with. Here is what I really hate about the Safari Zone. First, let's find a Pokemon. Come on. Oh, whatever. I need to keep moving anyway. I'm sure we'll run into a Pokemon eventually, so it's not going to be a major problem or anything. Okay, there we go. Basically, in the Safari Zone, you can't actually battle Pokemon. Basically, you can either throw a Safari Ball and try to catch it, you can throw it bait, or you can throw a rock at it. If you throw a rock at a Pokemon, you'll actually increase your chances for catching it, but you'll also increase the chance that the Pokemon will run away from the battle. Now, if you use bait, you can actually keep the Pokemon around for longer, but if you do that, you might also run the risk of keeping it, you also run the risk of, well, not really run the risk, you automatically, like, decrease the chance of you being able to catch it, so, you know, both things actually do have their negative repercussions for doing, so basically what you want to do is you want to try to find a combination for getting the Pokemon to stay there. I'm going to throw, like, 2 bait, for example, and then I'm going to throw a rock. And it didn't work. And that's really annoying, because Kangaskhan is one of the more annoying Pokemon to catch here, too. But, yeah, it's really, really stupid, and the Safari Balls themselves, they have a very, very, very low chance of capturing a Pokemon, so you can't really depend on them to actually catch anything. So, yeah, there's at least 3 Pokemon here that you can only get through the Safari Zone in all three, red, blue, and yellow. And there are some Pokemon that in red and blue you can only find them in the Safari Zone, but in yellow you can actually capture them in the wild. So if worse comes to worse, I can always just try to capture those, like in the wild and yellow, and then just trade them over here. But because my yellow version's been so weird lately, that might not be an option either. But yeah, there's basically at least 3 Pokemon I'll have to capture through this method. And it's not going to be easy because 2 of them are so freaking hard to catch as it is, and they'll run away at the drop of a hat. So I'm not looking forward to trying to capture those. Kangaskhan just so happens to be one of them. I believe Tauros is the other one, and then I also have to capture Execute, who's actually not as hard to catch, but still, you know, just because he is a Safari Zone Pokemon, it will be somewhat difficult to do. I've almost considered using the Safari Zone glitch, where basically you find the Pokemon you want to capture in the Safari Zone, and basically using some kind of game manipulation, you can actually find them in the wild. Kind of like the whole Mew glitch thing, but just a little bit different. But I've thought about doing that. I don't know if I am going to do that, but it is something I have considered. Also, Rhyhorn. This is something new. Rhyhorns can actually be pretty easy to catch. Surprisingly. Considering how rare they are. But I'm going to go ahead and try 2 baits and a rock again. And let's see if this works. Nope. And another thing you can do is you can just try to throw balls and just see if you can catch it. It's not a very foolproof strategy, but sometimes you'd be surprised that it will occasionally work. It's still really annoying, though. Oh, Execute. Okay. Well, just 2 I was looking for. I'm going to go ahead and chance this really quick, see if this will work. Just throw a rock at it, then try to capture it. Nope. Didn't work. Oh, well. Let's see, is this anything interesting? Oh, TM40. Not really sure what that is, but we can find that out later. How many steps do we have, by the way? Oh god, we only have like 150 steps left. I don't know if we'll be able to get the items that we need to get here, but I'll see what I can do. Actually, I might be able to get them, because I think that I just have to go down here and get them. How many steps? Okay, yeah, I think I can probably do this. But anyway, the first item you want to get is right here. It's the gold teeth. We can actually give that to the Safari Zone Warden, and he'll give us a very helpful item. TM32 right there. And if we go in here... Ah, finally! You're the first person to reach the secret house. I was getting worried that no one would win our campaign prize. Congratulations, you have won. And we get HMO3, which is actually Surf. Very, 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 very good move. In fact, even though I'm probably not going to be using them for very much longer because I have my water type now, I'm going to go ahead and teach this to Caboose, just to give him a water move. So let's go ahead and just get rid of Bubble, I guess. And now we can actually surf, which is nice. But anyway, how much time we have left? We have about 46 steps, so... I guess we can go ahead and show off surf a little bit. Oh wait, no we can't, because we need a badge before we can use it. Oh well. We won't get that badge for a little while. We can technically get it right now, because it's in Fuchsia City, but... I think I'm still gonna wait. Okay, so let's go ahead and go back this way. Don't think I'll be able to have any more wild Pokemon encounters. Nope. Okay, we're done. Well, I'm going to try to capture Execute off camera, like in between the 2 videos, just so I can get another member of my team. It'll be annoying and hard to do, but I'll see what I can do. For now, though, I guess I'll just mess around a little bit. not much I can really do. I guess I could try to capture Snorlax. Just because I have all my Ultra Balls now. Yeah, I guess I'll do that. I'll try to capture Snorlax, and then I'll probably end the video there. And I'll just see what I can do with Execute off camera. And I also need to train up Poliwag, too. Or SwimKirby, in this case. That's something else I can do, too, though. I guess I could, put away Caboose now, and just get out Poliwag. Yeah, I think I'll go ahead and do that. Okay, let's go ahead and... where is he? Caboose, there you are. And let's get out SwimKirby. And I can go ahead and teach Surf to SwimKirby too. It's going to be a very powerful move for him at this stage in the game. You don't see very many level 10 Pokemon that know Surf. But SwimKirby is different because SwimKirby is awesome. Oh, I can also get the other HM that I can get now that I have the gold teeth. So yeah, I guess I'll go ahead and do that right now. The warden is in this room over here. Rob gave the gold teeth to the warden. The warden popped in his teeth. Thanks, kid. No one could understand a word that I said. I couldn't work that way. Let me give you something for your trouble. And we get HM04, which is Strength. I believe that's the last HM we can get in the game. And with Strength, we can actually move boulders like this, but I don't think we can do that right now. Actually, yeah, I think we can, because we have the Rainbow Badge, but still, no real need to do that yet. So I'll probably go back and get that item a little later. Strength is an okay move, but I still probably wouldn't teach it to any of my main team, especially with better moves out there, but, you know, it's something to consider, I suppose. Anyway, now we're going to fly back to Vermilion City. I could also go to Lavender, but I think I'll go to Vermilion. Let's get on my bike. And we're going to go see that Snorlax. Oh shoot. I did not mean to go in the grass right there. Oh well. Okay, there he is. I am going to go ahead and save right here, just in case we fail at capturing this thing. That is always a possibility. And, okay, yeah, Chives is in front. That's exactly what we want. Let's go ahead and try this. Snorlax woke up, and Snorlax attacked in a grumpy rage. He goes, roar! And the whole world died. God, that's so stupid. Okay, let's see if we can capture this thing. Weepinbell should definitely be faster than it. So let's see if we can put it to sleep. Snorlax does know rest, so that is going to be a problem. So we're just going to see what we can do and take this thing out before it can use rest. It also knows Wrap, which is really nice, but it's not going to do very much damage to it. In fact, this is going to be a pretty slow fight. But I don't really care. Snorlaxes need to be taken out with caution. Actually, I'm going to see what Acid can do before I go back to Wrap again. Okay, that's pretty good. Oh, and his defense actually fell too, which is nice. But that does mean I have to be a little more careful, because I can't really use Wrap anymore. Oh god! Okay. Yeah, I better try to capture it now, while it's that low. Okay, let's go ahead and get our first Ultra Ball, see if we can do this. Yes! Alright, perfect. Okay, that's good. We got Snorlax. Really wasn't that hard, too. Okay, so yeah, we are going to give a nickname to Snorlax. And because he's one of my greatest friends and it's his favorite Pokemon, and also because he has the very, very hilarious habit of falling asleep all the time in Skype calls, and sometimes during CSS recordings, this is going to be named after my good friend Power to Mario. I'm trying to think of how to name this, though. I guess I could just call it PTM. Yeah. It's just going to be called PTM. Can't really put Power to Mario in the spaces, so PTM will work. So yeah, PTM was transferred to Bill's PC, and I think that's actually going to be the video. So like I said, in between this video and the next video, I'm going to try to get an Execute and any other Safari Zone Pokemon if I frickin' can. And I'm also going to train up Poliwag quite a bit, so that's going to be my plan. And in the next video, I think we're probably going to travel down Route 12, the other route that will take us to Fuchsia City, if we decided to go that way instead of the bike path. So that is going to be my plan of attack. This has been Pokemon Trainer Rob. I will see you guys next time. Later, folks.